Lovat Road is 5 minutes from the bustling centre of Preston. The houses were built at the end of last century for the mill workers. You know, they're the kind of streets that the planners would have done away with 20-odd years ago. But for some reason, the bulldozers stopped just short of here. Instead, the area was given a facelift.
Lovat Road has got a distinct feeling all of its own. Maybe it's the dozen shops that attract a constant flow of people to the street. Or maybe it's the fact that most people have lived here long enough to see that the community spirit stays very much alive. We've been here before, and now we're back 12 months later to spend the next 3 weeks following life's ups and downs in Lovat Road.
We don't know what's going to happen because these are real people living in a real street. But if it's anything like last time, there'll be plenty. Like on Wednesday, when they were digging up the road to put in extra phone cables. Suddenly, a drama. One of the workmen cut into a gas pipe. Luckily, his spade only penetrated the protective outer layer, but it caused a few hearts to beat faster. Excitement apart, we'll be meeting some people new to Lovat Road and renewing old acquaintances, like Dave at the hardware shop.
Two black bags.
I haven't taken it till tomorrow.
Oh, hell.
Sorry.
Oh, well.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I should eat some across.
Yeah. Leo, that's why, that's, you know, I don't
Right.
Thanks a lot, sit down.
It's going to be a busy time for Lynn. She's married to Adrian at the off-licence. She runs the fancy dress business in Lovat Road. And she's got a 9-month-old son, Jack. He's got one of them baby snuffles, so they're off to the doctors.
Now, how's the last year been treating you? Last time you were here, I think you were on that couch over there, weren't you?
I feel a bit slimmer this time.
Yes, you've lost quite a bit of weight.
Yes, yeah.
And how's it been? How's the business going?
It's super. A lot of parties. You know, I thought it would be mostly seasonal, but it's proved me wrong this year. It's been very hectic.
That's fine. Are you having enough chance with the little fella to relax?
Yes, yeah. We've got good parents.
Yeah.
Both Adrian and I, they help us a lot, so
that's
that's super.
So everything's going well?
Fine, yes. It was just, as I explained on the phone, I wasn't unduly worried about him, but just this pulling of his ear.
Yeah, okay.
Which he seems to do when he's tired.
Yes.
But, I wondered if you would just have a little look, just to see if his ears were clean. He's also had just a slight cough.
Yeah.
As I say, if it wasn't connected with the ear, you know, really wouldn't have been bothering you with it. But if it would be okay,
Yes,
just
that's fine. Does he seem to be able to hear all
thanks.
right?
Yes, his hearing seems.
Yes, if you drop a pan or bang the door, it doesn't seem to affect it in
He's
that way.
amazing. He hears things I don't hear, really.
Now, just a quick check-up with you. He's had his 6-month development, hasn't he?
Yes.
And he's had all his immunisations.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problems with those.
No problems, no.
And the next thing is to have his hearing done.
Yes,
And that's booked at Saul Street, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, our health visitor will be there to check him over with the doctor there.
That's fine.
He hasn't been distressed with this ear. In the night.
He has been up crying in the night. He's never been a marvellous sleeper, really.
Yeah.
But he has been a bit worse the past few nights. But we did put that down to his teeth.
Now then.
That's it, He-Man.
Let's just come a little bit nearer to him, okay? Now then. Do you want to play with that? Okay. Now then. Let's have a little listen to your chest. Oopsie daisy. Just hold his hand in. This is the doctor's toy, you see. Okay. Nearly finished. Just turn him around now. Right.
That's it, good boy.
Well, with Jack coming along, it's just totally changed both our lives, and obviously for the better. And he's such good fun. But I suppose the main thing is the bags under the eyes, because I haven't slept for 9 months. Due to him being such a big lad, I get the job in the night of feeding him and looking after him, because Lynn's excuse is that he's so big that she can't lift him out of the cot. So, so that's a big change, having no sleep. Yeah. There's not too many real ale shops about at all. In fact, apart from ourselves, we know of one in Manchester, and there's one in Southport, and there's maybe a couple down south, but certainly there's nothing else like this in Preston. Well, business-wise, it's been very busy this year. I mean, it's just gone from strength to strength, really. And Lynn's fancy dress is doing very well as well. So overall, it's been another good year for us. Pendlewich, Wadworth 6X, and Pedigree. And this year we attempted to buy a property next door to extend the ale shop and also the fancy dress at the same time. But we were advised by the local planning committee that it wasn't feasible with it being a housing area. So we concentrated our plans on building an extension out on the back. That's in the backyard, and demolishing it and going up 2 stories. That would have given Lynn an extra room upstairs, and it would also have given me a very large cellar, which would have been perfect for the real ales. But again, that was turned down by the planning committee. So basically, at the moment, we're just happy to consolidate ourselves this year and then just see what happens next year. Well, it is getting very busy now at certain times. I mean, in the past, when Lynn was helping me, before we had Jack, we found we could manage it easily. But obviously now, with having little Jack, Lynn's not around all the time, and I can manage through the week. But at weekends, when it gets very busy, I've got my dad helping me out.
Hey, I could just do with a tangerine. I'll go and see Phil at the banana boat.
Oh. Hey up, shop! Hey, I thought you'd disappeared. I hear you. You're not Phil?
No, Phil left in April. That's when I took over.
And who are you?
I'm Pam.
Welcome. How's it going?
Not too bad. It's okay. Went a bit quiet in summer because of the good weather. I think they all went to the market, but we're trying to get them all back again.
Weren't they all buying them tomatoes and iceberg lettuces in the summer?
Well, like I say, in town, we didn't do too badly, but the good weather took a lot of trade. I mean, it's natural, you know.
What's you doing in town?
You just walk to town, don't you? You get kids out at work, school holidays and everything.
Sounds like a grand idea, getting the kids out of the way. Well, can I have 5 satsumas? I see they're only 40p, so that'll do me, I think. Just about afford that. Are they good?
Yes, very good, very sweet.
By Jove. Well, there are plenty of things that haven't changed in the road. For example, Beverley and Stewart still run the newsagents down here. And this afternoon, there are 2 women from the local newspaper, and they're organising a sort of children's party promotion, you know, balloons and all that kind of stuff. However, this balloon didn't come from them. Indeed, it didn't even come from their publicity campaign.
Well, on the day we come, which is Monday,
Yeah.
we're going to arrive about 2:30.
Yeah.
Back to the
Right, I'm going to bring
nitty-gritty
2
of the
staff,
sales
and Terry's going
pitch.
to come along afterwards in the vintage van.
Yeah.
So we'll start up the shop party at 3 o'clock.
Out in the street, there's a sort of sinking feeling as the balloon gets lower and lower on its journey to the park.
Now, as you know about the shop party, what Terry's told you, is that we're doing this as a promotion for your benefit, to sell more papers for you on that day and also for the future,
Good.
to increase the delivered copies. Right.
Yeah.
So my main event on that day is setting up a table out there. If you've got a little table for me.
Yeah.
I just want to put a little prizedom on and some prizes.
Yeah, the only problem is, though, with not having the shop too big, where would you put the table?
Just in that corner.
Yeah, just in this corner
On
up
that
here.
right-hand corner
Yeah,
there.
sure. You should be all right
Yes.
to put it up this
That
corner.
should be
Right, if
That
we
should
move
be
it right
fine.
up against
Yeah.
the wall.
The balloon's down, complete with civic party led by the mayor.
You looked like you were lost. I don't want to upset you, but you came over Lovat Road, heads were turned upwards, cars were stopping in the street. You put the fear of God in Lovat Road.
Well, we have proved one thing, that the dogs can bark.
because we could hear them.
We could hear you going, "Whoa," how it is you got. Have you
We run
enjoyed
out
it?
of gas, you see, so we had to use our own hot air.
I mean, I don't want to upset you, but this is not mayoral duty, is it?
I think it's a very good diversion from it. I really do. And I'm willing any time. If there's a spare seat, sir, I'll come with you again.
There's no seats.
inspection by the mayor of the town.
That's right.
The annual inspection.
Yes, it is.
So what did you find from up there then?
We found that there's a brick on top of the cenotaph that shouldn't have been there.
Some Kit Kats.
How many?
2
2?
Kit Kats.
As Beverly negotiates a sale in the front shop, Stuart's well into planning the fun day.
Also on the day for the children, they can have a free balloon, free stick of rock, a free paper hat.
Yeah.
Right, so those are the giveaways what I've put.
So what do the children do on that
Just
day?
put a cross on there, and then I give them a raffle ticket which has a number on.
Yeah.
And they put the number on where the cross is. Well, all I'll do is, the children, I say, put a cross there for me like that, and then they put the number 12. And I give them
So
the
they put the raffle ticket number on there? Yeah.
And off they go. And I said, come back in tomorrow
Yeah.
and check your winning number.
Well, how do I know where the cross is and I can win it?
No.
Thank you, bye.
Just stick them down with, you know, put plenty super glue on that. That should have tape on, yeah.
Give me 2 more in case this goes wrong.
Right. 12p, please.
I must pop in to see Dave, because he's running the hardware shop on his own since his mum had that spell in hospital last year.
Hey. Hey up, Dave. How are you doing? You're looking well. You don't feel it? What have you been up to?
Note.
Nout?
Note.
You must have been up to something in a year.
No, the same as last year.
Same old stuff, but the shop's not changed much, has it?
No, never will.
Never at all?
No.
What about the telly in the window?
Oh, I'm selling that.
Why?
Because my mum got that in.
Oh, how is she?
Oh, she's doing all right, yeah. She likes it where she is.
Where's she at
She's
now?
at home now. Last year, when she come out of hospital, she went into home. Then she went to my sister's. Well, my sister and her husband had their own life to live, so she decided to go into home, you see. So they took her around a few homes, and she picked this one in Alton, near Holmeskirt, which is like on the right corner from where my sister lives. Anyway, I never said no when I went to see her, but on the last visit but one, she said, Dave, you know, I do like it here.
Can't ask for more than that, can you?
No, so that's the main thing, innit?
When do you see her then? How often?
About once a month. I'll be going again a week of Friday, a day before her birthday.
Big journey for you, that, Dave.
It is.
Nearly as far as Orrell.
It's as far, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. So what about the shop? Do you run it on your own now?
Yeah.
Has the street got quieter? It seems a bit quieter.
Yeah,
today.
it has gone quieter. It's like sometimes you look after there, it's just like a ghost town. You don't see anybody.
Have people moved out?
Probably, and possibly a lot of people more are working now than what. And then there's confectioners, they've changed, and Bob's gone, and Butcher's gone. And that Butcher's hasn't done any good with shutting, you see, so nobody comes down here now because there's no Butcher's. I mean, nearest Butcher is probably Plunyton Road and Meadow Street, you know, so we've lost that, forgetting what meat tastes like now, really.
Why is that? You did not go to Plunyton Road?
No, well, it's so, I mean, when Andy was there, I used to be able to nip out of here, go there, and just keep an eye out shops, see if anybody was coming in, but when you go down to Plunyton Road, you know, it's like 10-minute walk there and back, you know, but then it depends, when you get down there, people might be queuing up in there, it might take an hour, so just don't bother.
Andy's not only left Lovat Road, he's left the town altogether. He's gone to a supermarket in the centre of Wigan, where he's taken the franchise on the butchery department.
The difference between here and Lovat Road is the fact that I can draw on passing trade. Lovat Road relied too much on just local trade. Here I can get all the town centre works, all the factories, all the offices. It's an ideal position to... We've no dusting left. Well, to get a lot more custom. 40 pence, sir. That all right? Thank you. I'm still self-employed. All I do is I rent a business space in a busy town centre. So, you know, I've got best of both worlds. I'm in an up-and-coming company in my own business. I'm basically doing double what I did in Lovat Road. And I was making, you know, a living in Lovat Road. It was a good living at one time, but, you know, with one thing and another, it just fell apart. £1.06, my love, that all right? I still deliver to certain people in Lovat Road. There's still several people I see weekly, and they tell me the general feeling, yeah. They say that, you know, come back and the all is forgiven, you know, that attitude. But I've made me move, I can't reverse it. You can't copy the atmosphere that a small community like that has. They never get it in a supermarket. It's a one-to-one basis in Lovat Road, where in a place like this, you're looking at, you're a person to do them a service and that's it. But that's the way it goes. Sorry, yes please. 3 pasties, thank you. I can't go wrong here. Can't go wrong at all.
Back in the road, the man from the local council arrives. But he's coming to see me, because I think I've got an extremely unwelcome visitor in our backyard.
Hiya.
Hey, all right.
Pest Control, Preston Borough Council.
Oh, great. Come in.
Okay.
Come in, yeah.
No inconvenience, grand.
There they go, the polish students. They moved in at the start of the term, and they're off to do the weekly wash. I'd rather be with them than looking for a rat.
You right? Yep.
Well, this is the stuff you put down last time you were here. Looks a bit like chocolate.
Not quite. Non-toxic. That's true. This was laid last week. And as you can see, it's taken a considerable amount of weathering, which I put up due to the heavy rainfall. Here was a small hole, cobwebs over it, so I don't expect there's any infestation coming from there. And in this corner, again a small hole with cobwebs. But this, as you can see, has been disturbed. I think this will probably be due to cats, which I do know for a fact are wandering around this area in the evening.
You say it's non-toxic. What about...
Non-toxic, but it's very palatable to a rat.
Well, why are we giving him something he likes? We want to get shut of it.
We don't want to put poison down at this present time until we know for a fact that rats are about. If we do put poison down, we'll use special containers to keep the cats out.
So they're all right, then?
It's because of cats and other animals.
We don't want to lose our kitty.
You won't lose kitty?
Come on then, where's the rest then?
All 4 of us normally troop down the laundrette together, but Alison's a bit tied up today, so we're doing the washing, just the 3 of us. We're doing it all.
So that's not been nibbled at, because it's not as solid as the one in there.
No, and you also get snails and slugs attacking them. That apparently I think is just due to rain.
Everybody seems to like it.
Lovat Road's really nice. Everyone's really friendly, especially the shopkeepers. It's very different to where I live in Leicester because everyone seems to be a bit, you know, more on guard sort of thing. And we haven't mixed much with the neighbours, but the shopkeepers are really friendly. We get on well with them.
How will I know that I've definitely got a rat? Because we think we saw one. You never see them.
Signs of damage and droppings are the main things.
Now, what do you mean by damage?
Damage to wood. They chew on wood. Keep the teeth down. If you get one in your house, you can often hear it chewing on wood at night or in the early hours.
And are they dangerous?
Well, they're dangerous from the point of view of disease, mainly. When you hear of people worrying about a rat going for the throat, you know, and what have you, it's usually jumping for light if you've got it cornered in a cupboard. But this doesn't usually happen anyway.
So if we think we've got a rat, we do what you've done. That's what we've done. That's call you out.
Yes, you call us out, we test bait, look for signs of damage, infestation, and we go from there.
And how often do you actually find there is a rat?
Well, not too often. not too often.
How many in Preston? Go on, how many
I
rats
can't give
in
you a
Preston?
figure on that, I'm afraid. But I do know that rat infestation in Preston is no worse than anywhere else in the country.
We all seem to get on fine. None of us knew each other before we came here. We all seem to have very similar personalities. We all tend to like the same things. We don't mind doing each other's washing.
How did you get to be a rat catcher then?
Quite by accident. Quite by accident. Skint at the time, so I took what was going. But it's a very, very interesting job.
But how do you learn it? I mean, there are courses for rat catchers.
Courses. Yeah, Salford, Royal Society of Health. Course on rats, bedbugs, fleas, you name it.
Hello, darling. The yellow balloon you wanted?
Yeah.
There we are. Yellow balloon. And a hat today. Okay. Do you like my hat?
The fun day basically is to really promote the business. We have a lot of younger people coming into the area, and things like the fun day really aim to try and attract them to buying the paper, trying to get on a regular basis.
Very much.
Whereas the older people have perhaps bought the paper over a number of years, and the younger ones are just coming in, they just got married, and it's really trying to attract them to buy the papers each night. Hopefully we're hoping to sell about, say, 15 papers extra each night. It's quite good, isn't that, for a business for our size.
Thanks very much.
News at 10.
No, it's Lovat Road. There's been a bit of a bump between two cars, and this one looks as if it came off worse. Still, the drivers seem okay, so back to the fun day.
It's been very busy, actually, over this last 12 months. You do get one or two problems in so much that I had a car accident about, I think it was the beginning of March. I ended up in hospital for the day. And when I came out, I hadn't got the same amount of time to spend on the business. So I was finding I needed a lot of help at that time for probably about 4 or 5 weeks. But after that, I was okay. I wasn't really badly hurt. We also had 1 or 2 days away. I think it was about 4 days away on holiday. And when we came back, we found we'd had a break-in. Unfortunately, they took all the cigarettes out of the shop.
Hello, love. I'm wondering if I can come next door. Go around this side door here to get around the back. I'm checking the wall.
I'm sorry, I can't because I'm waiting for them coming to repair my back door, so there's no way I can get out through my back door to let you in.
Honestly?
Honestly.
All right then.
I know it sounds silly, but
no, I'm trying to check the walls around the back, you see, that's what it is.
See, there's no way I can get through there. The house next door being empty because there was a back door key there, but now, like with it having been sold, I've no way of getting through.
While the damp course man tries to inspect the backyard of the empty house, we'll nip round the corner and see what's happening at the old folks' home.
We're going to have our annual Christmas fair, Sunday, December the 3rd, and the residents get involved along with the staff. We spend weeks in advance preparing, making things.
It seems the estate agent didn't give the damp course inspector the key to the backyard, but he's still got a job to do.
I was asked by the person who's bought the house to check the wall ties, see if any deterioration. Somebody's obviously rebuilt the wall. I think he's doubting whether the wall ties have been put in again. A lot of these houses around here they've all gone, deteriorated, you know, through years.
Last year it's been a very good year. We've had our ups and downs. Very sadly, we've lost 3 of our ladies, which put our family down for a little. But we've had 3 new ladies join us just recently. If we lose someone, it's like losing one of our own family. We're very close. We do start our Christmas decorations earlier. It gives them a little lift.
Oh, I bet you're up. Oh, I bet you're up.
Oh, I better out in a home.
Well, around this area, majority's bulging walls with gone throughout the years of the town. That's all really to say. A lot of walls want rebuilding, things like that. Certain lifespan, that's all they have, don't they? 50 years, and it's like a damp-proof course. Again, 50 years, and it breaks down.
Come on, Jill, come sit down, have your tea. I think you've earned it today.
Oh, thanks.
How's it been today? Have you had a good day?
We've been busy.
Great.
It's tea time in Lovat Road, that time of the day when traditionally families sit down to discuss their successes and their problems. Jill and Graham at the Chippy have had a fair number of setbacks in the past few weeks, like the chimney catching fire. Then one of their sons, Mark, is heading for hospital. And to crown it all, last week there was a power cut in the street.
I need some for tomorrow. I need about 6 or 7 bags doing for tomorrow.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Can you do that while I go for Leslie?
I will do, as always.
And you're right done too.
How about you, Anthony? Have you had a good day today? I heard a little whisper that you got another
Can't hear you
marriage.
nodding.
Anthony, I heard a little whisper that you got another marriage. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's another 50 pence I owe you.
What was it? Have you told Mr. Dunn that you're going into hospital?
No.
No. You're
You'll
gonna
have to know.
I know.
When are you going? Is it the 6th? 6th of
6th.
December? It'll cure all that sniffing that you keep irritating me with, won't it? Yeah, that sniffing.
Have you tried blowing it?
Yeah.
Can't you clear it?
No.
When you've had that operation, it'll clear that up for you.
No.
At least you won't have that problem
That's a bit
anymore.
of a problem as well, isn't it?
What's
Your
that?
mum being away.
Well, that's no
You
nights
know.
out for us for the next 2 weeks or so. While she's sunning herself again. Right, Jill, so there's only the carpet to go down now, and then I think we're fully recovered from that fire we had, aren't we?
When the builders were here, did they get the full chimney done?
Oh, the chimney's done. The roof's been repaired, decorated, and just the carpet, and then...
Might have to ring that insurance firm then, because these two are like baby elephants going up there.
It just sounds a bit hollow, doesn't it, that carpet? Mind you, I nearly died the other night when I turned up and all the street lights was off and there you was, frying chips
And
by...
there's you pointing up to the light.
Yeah.
Put your light on.
Exactly.
My
Frying
phone
chips by candlelight, and what was you using? A torch to see if the chips was
Mm.
cooked because you couldn't see whether they was ready. And
You're using the torch to find things in the fryers.
it was a bit hard that night, wasn't it?
This is unbelievable, mate. It can only happen to me, can't it?
Pretty time, hasn't it?
Oh, we can't keep pies hot. Can't keep chips hot, fish. Can't see the fish. Can't see the chips. Can't see if anything's burning. Customers won't come in.
Just that little lad with some rectangle. So they're going to have to wait for the tea.
With a big town like this, you don't expect it to completely go off and stay off. You expect it to be like a light switch, go off and come back on.
Chips, please.
Just chips.
Yeah. Do you have any hot pies still?
I told you it was hard work. But not seen anything. That young girl's just gone without her sausage. These things are sent to trials. And they're certainly doing that.
Morning.
Morning.
Another day and there's a living to be earned. Lovat Road and the streets around it in Preston used to house the mill workers. They were within walking distance of the mills, but times have changed and the new generation of residents travels far and wide. It used to take Andrew just a few minutes to walk to work, but his employers who make animal food stuff moved out into the country. Now his journey takes 45 minutes, 2 walks and a bus ride. For Pam, work means a 90-mile round trip to her office in Liverpool Docks. Sometimes she gets a lift, otherwise it's a lonely way to start the day. Jane and Craig at least have each other for company as they commute daily to the Fylde coast. He runs a furniture business and she's a clerk in an equipment hire firm. For Andrew, the best part of his daily journey is the 10-minute walk at the end.
You've got to move if you want to work, haven't you? You can't just pick where the work is, you've got to go where the work is. But I enjoy it out here, it's nice. I think I must be a country boy at heart.
Back in town, Andrew's wife, Annalise, performs what has become something of a daily ritual in Lovat Road, but much of her thoughts are occupied by the kaleidoscope of change in her native East Germany. Andrew, too, is preoccupied, but with an extra task to normal, feeding his boss's herd of deer.
You know when the feeding is coming, and it's quite good stuff this that we give them. But lately we've been feeding them inside, but seeing it's a nice day, we're feeding them outside today, you know, gets them out. Because if we go inside there, they tend to lie down, they don't want to come out, you know. But if you bring them out in the morning, they're awake. But you've got to watch, there's some bad ones amongst them, they give you a wee bit kind of nibble or a nudge. That's why I sometimes get somebody up to give me a lift, you see. If you got cornered here with some of these ones, you could just disappear. I could get quite attached to them, I think, if I was doing this as a sort of full-time job, you know. These deer are kept for venison. They're kept to a certain age, and that's just sort of it's supposed to be a delicacy, isn't it, venison? I don't care much for it myself, right enough. I've tried it, but I don't care much for it. But that's what they're kept for, venison. Keep them for so long, and then that's them.
New early morning sounds dominate Lovat Road. The children on their way to school.
This is very much a family road. There's always youngsters knocking about. And this week, events have focused on children and family life.
Louise is bringing Jamie up on her own. He's 3.5 and his 2 mornings a week at playgroup give Louise time to get on with other things while she prepares for the arrival of her second baby.
Hiya. See you. Hey, Jamie. We'll take your coat off. He's not been so good. He's been up all night coughing. A cold and a cough, yeah. But I think he should be all right.
Most of them are. I've done nothing but
I know. He's giving me, though. He's had it all weekend, but it's got worse. Haven't you? He's probably still play.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Medicine. I'm going to play.
Jamie.
Hey? It's going to be all right? He's all right. He's jumping around still. But it's just his chest.
Remember Jill? She became a baby minder because she couldn't start the family of her own she so desperately wanted. A couple of weeks ago, she and her husband moved to another part of Preston, but she still comes back every day.
Hello, Jill, how are you?
Right.
What are you doing round here?
I've just been up to the doctor's for my injection.
Oh my goodness, I bet you wish you were back round here, don't you?
I know it's a long way to come now.
Why do you
moved
walk?
from Lovat Road because we wanted a bigger house, a family house. Because the one in Lovat Road we had was only 2 bedrooms, 2 up, 2 down, terraced. And now we've moved to a garden house with 3 bedrooms and dining room and everything else. And the reason for that is because we're having treatment at St Mary's in Manchester for a test tube baby on the IVF scheme with the National Health Service. And I come back to Lovat Road every day because my doctors are just up the road and I have to have an injection every day for part of the treatment. We were going to move earlier last year, but we decided against it because we wanted to stay around here and we got settled in the house just how we wanted it. And then we're going for the test tube baby treatment. We'd already been on the treatment once and it hadn't worked. So this is like my second time around. So we're hoping it's going to work this time. And we thought if we don't move now, we'll probably stay in Lovat Road. And the house wasn't big enough, really. If it had been a bigger house, we'd have stayed. You know, because everybody's so friendly around here. To come to terms with not being able to have a baby in the first place is very, very hard. Because it's nobody's fault. You've not to lay blame on either partner. They do numerous tests at the hospital. I had 4 operations before I was referred to St Mary's in Manchester. And then when you actually get onto the treatment, you have an injection every day. Now this is to suppress your hormones, so your ovaries lie dormant. And that lasts for 12 days. And then on the 12th day, when you go back to St Mary's in Manchester, to be there at either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, which from Preston, you have to get up really early. No, it's not much fun standing on a train station at 6 o'clock in the morning. But after the 12th day, when you go back, they'll tell you if the injection's worked. If it has, you'll carry on with a fertility injection, as well as your first injection as well. So you end up with 2 injections a day, and that's for another week. Now, if you go back after the week, if both injections have carried on working, you have to go for a blood test every day to Manchester, and then hopefully you end up with having your eggs taken and fertilised, and 2 days later you have them implanted. Well, they only put 3 eggs back at a time because it's not as risky. Well, I don't know if that's the right word, but it isn't as, much risk of losing 3 as there is as losing 6 or more. So you could end up with a multiple birth of up to 3. So we're hoping all 3 works, but 1 will be just fine. It does cost quite a bit. Although it's on the National Health, we had to wait 2 years. The waiting list has gone down a bit, but you get 3 full course of the treatment. So if you have 3 and they don't work, then you can either pay, which costs about £2,000, or adopt. And I think that's what we would do if everything didn't turn out just the way we want it to, But if it all comes off, and no matter how many there are, I'll be really pleased.
When we were here last time, this shop and the accommodation upstairs had just changed hands. We were going to turn it into a video library, but all that fell through, and now it's changed hands again. And I reckon the new owner has got a fair job on his hands.
It's not so bad at all, really. It looks worse than what it is, My intention probably is to put it into student accommodation, Might let the shop off separately. but we're not quite sure on that. We're just doing upstairs first. We've just done a ceiling. A lot of this dirt was from ceiling, you know. So upstairs we'll start off gutting it. Well, we have gutted it, like, you know, and rewire and replumb it, you know, as best we can. I'm a motor engineer by trade, but I've sold my garage and gone into this, you know, because I was tied up between garage and student accommodation, and it was getting a bit too hard work, you know. Quite enjoy it, really. It's a nice change from mucking about a garage job, you know.
It's amazing how in this road, 1 minute you can be talking about knocking ceilings down, the next minute the conversation turns to the Berlin Wall.
I've still relatives living over there.
Which part, though?
Dresden.
Which bit's that in? I don't know Germany. Which
Oh,
bit's
you
that
don't?
in?
Oh,
Is
it's
that
down
east
at the
or
bottom.
west?
No, it's east. Oh, east. I've written to them but I haven't had an answer to see what's happened.
It's early days,
Because
isn't it?
it's early days, yeah. It's beautiful.
Which part of Germany are you from?
Well, we used to live in, which is Gdansk now. So it was Eastern Europe. We fled away from the Russians when the Russians came in.
Oh, in the wartime, towards the end of the war.
So my family lives now in Hamburg and another one in Frankfurt. But oh, I'm so happy that at least they can come and visit.
We used to think that everybody in East Germany wanted to escape. They were all going to plough over the wall the first chance they got. But now, the millions that have been out have nearly all gone back.
Yeah, I don't think they would, because a lot of the people have beautiful houses and castles from the old German regime, and they've lived there and they've passed it on to their family, where the countryside and everything is beautiful, and they don't want to leave that. And they all can't go to West Germany anyway, where there would be no work, no houses, you know, and they want to stay where they are born and brought up, but they want the freedom to go. All they want to do is go across and have a look and enjoy life, and then go back home again. And hopefully now they're going to make their country equal to ours.
Would you ever? You say ours, but of course, deep down, whatever you like to do, you're still German. Would you like to go back?
To stay? No, I would be a stranger there, because handshaking and all the different things is strange to me now. This is home for me really now.
Every so often, Debbie and Denise put their friendship to what can only be described as the ultimate test. For Denise is teaching Debbie to drive.
Is that on or off? Off. Looking over your shoulder just before you set up. So we're going to go up this one here. Don't accelerate up to it, you want to be crawling. That's it. Not too fast, don't accelerate going around the bend, accelerate out of the bend. She's doing very well, quick learner, natural. All right, she keeps it up. And keeps her foot down, keeps her foot off the clutch, coursing around corners and putting her foot too far down on gas, speeding. In about, 40 mile an hour in second gear of the week. Having to keep asking her what speed limit is on road. Come on, go up, aim this way a bit, over here. Go on, just go off a bit. That's it. We're up. It's that kangaroo juice we put in before, Debbie. Right, so we're going to go down this one here, second on your right. Aggressive driver.
Not that bad.
You know, she likes out Lovat Road, tells everybody else to get out at work. You've got your foot on that again, you're coasting around corners. Fail your test for that. Get your flag off that. Right, we're not going to go too fast up here, Debbie. Where are we going? Well, we're going to go right at this shop here. Well, it's all right. Yes. We're just going to go right here, so get your speed down. That's it. Covering your brake again, not pressing it, just covering it. When you can accelerate out of the bend then. That's it. We haven't actually fallen out over it yet, have we? Yeah. I just keep... And she does out wrong, it's a quick tap out way.
I made a mistake this morning, didn't I? Nearly took care of me.
Oh, you need to shut your door. Well, that's the first one. Right, come on, you stall. Out again, and brake on.
Lovat Road is one of those streets where very little goes unnoticed, especially strangers. The other day, Vicky, who's 10 years old, was suspicious of 2 workmen who called at her mother's house. She called the police. Her vigilance earned their praise.
Sergeant Upton from the police station. Right, thanks. PC Brown is with me. We've come about the incident the other day that you reported to the police regarding council coming at the door. You rang up about the council workers. You thought they might not be council workers. You took the registration number of the vehicle. Thanks very much. Well done. Good news, I suppose, is that they were council workers. We've checked the vehicle out, we've checked them out, and it turns out that they were from the council, so that's good news. The point I want to make, really, is that both of you, please don't let it put you off giving us a ring in that situation. If more people would sort of ring up and give us information like that when there are strangers in the street, it would make our job an awful lot easier.
Yeah. Some days are really special, and it's often the small things that make them special. Like the other day, Cheryl was taking Siobhan into Preston for a new pair of shoes. What's special about that? They were Siobhan's first pair.
We only moved in to Lovat Road a week before Siobhan was born. I think it's a good place to bring children up because it's very friendly around here.
It's a special time too round at the old folks' home. Not only are they already well into the festive mood, but a long-lost friend turned up to see Annie. The last time they saw each other was 40 years ago.
Hello, Annie Turner. Sit down. How are you? I've seen you for more than 40 years.
Oh, I am
Winnie.
Winnie Stesica.
No, Betty Stesica's friend, Winnie. Winnie, my name was Corliss.
Oh, I'm not telling me about you this morning.
How are you?
40 years.
Yeah. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
I've never seen you for years. I saw you on television.
Yes.
And I said, oh, there's Annie Turner. Smashing.
Lovely.
Lovely to see you. I brought you a little box of chocolates.
Oh, thank
and
you.
an early Christmas card.
How's that? Lovely. Thanks, love.
You're lovely and comfortable in here, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, it's lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, I look different without you, see.
Now
you
more
know,
like
don't you
now.
You know now.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's smashing. We used to enjoy ourselves there, didn't we?
We did.
Do you remember Mr. Brookman?
Brookman? Oh, yeah.
Do you not remember when I used to have to bend down and change his shoes for him? He couldn't see his
couldn't
feet.
see his feet.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yes, there were a lot there, weren't there?
Yeah. And you...
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, what can we do?
She's been walking for a fortnight now, and I'd like some shoes for her, the first ones, please.
I see. So she's actually walking the width of a...
She had a slightly twisted foot when she was born. That corrected itself with the help of some special boots. So it's quite exciting that we can get some normal shoes today.
Let's get some shoes. Yeah. That's it, darling. If you just straighten her up, I'll bring her to the end. That's it.
I wanted to have another baby quite close to Siobhan because I think it's nice to have them both together to grow up as friends, really, as well as brother and sister, or sister and sister. So I'm expecting another baby next May, and there should be about 21 months between them. I'd like another girl anyway, then I've got the claws, but that's not the only reason. But I think probably it'll be a boy this time.
She's a 4.
No, it's the...
And she's in between a G and a H on her right foot.
We've got a Christmas fair on Sunday. So
This Sunday?
Yes, this Sunday. So we're getting trimmed up for it.
It's all posh, isn't it?
I wonder if you'd like to come and open it for us.
Right, I'll be here, 1:30.
Oh, that's great.
Christmas is about relatives, friends,
Yes,
family.
it is.
Is it a lonely time for them?
For some, very nostalgic. Some, it's just the first Christmas that they've been away from home. Others, all the families come here and join them. It's a family day. Everybody comes. But it can be very lonely.
Not for
But
you.
not here, no.
The same when you're getting old, you know, not like when you're young.
Is it
There's
not?
plenty to see, visitors, etc. Plenty of visitors coming in. They'll be rolling in at Christmas.
There we are.
They're nice, Siobhan,
Come on,
aren't they?
Siobhan, come and try these nice shoes
Try
on.
those on.
Let's bring it to the end. That's it. Oh. So this is a 4G.
Right. They are expensive shoes for children, but I think it's worth it. Today they've cost me £12 and I've been advised to have them checked in between 6 or 8 weeks. I'm hoping she gets a bit longer out of them than that. It's just one of those things I might have to cut back on certain other things like luxury things in the house to get them, but I think it's worth it, especially with her having problems at the beginning with her feet, you know.
If you just take her a walk down there.
Let's come this way, Siobhan.
Siobhan's got a mind of her own. She doesn't do anything I tell her. She goes where I don't want her to go, or when I do want her to go somewhere, she won't. But she's very lovable with it, and she always smiles when she does naughty things. She's great with other people. She likes giving kisses. She's really good. You know, if I had to, I could leave her for a time with anyone, you know, she'd be all right. Not that I like doing that, though. You know, I don't like leaving her much.
So this is the type of socks she'll be wearing?
Yeah.
We have all the shepherds over there, please. The wise men over here. And the angels over here. Mary and Joseph over there.
With less than a fortnight until their first performance, the Brownies are busy rehearsing their nativity presentation.
3 kings, we start walking round, please. Right, can we have the angels on, please? What new positions you were in last week? Shepherds.
Trouble is now, I need 4 more lots of that. Well, it's about a yard and a half there, it's about £1.50.
Stand. Liam, move in a bit. Right, shall we? Go on. Stand next to Tina. See if you look better kneeling up. You move back a bit and then you can all kneel up. And put your arms out for your angels. That look better. 1, 2, 3, their arms out.
Thursday night is training night for Tom and the Lovat football team. They play every Sunday and have only lost 1 match so far. Pity it was their League Cup.
It's about the most important thing in my life, I think. I don't know how to survive without it.
This is easy, but it's kicking football at the same minute.
I'm only one every few, you know, what helped on it. I'm not the main one, be a long way.
You just watered it down because it was too strong.
Tom's wife, Mavis, was also out last Thursday at the school where she works.
Well, I work at what used to be Parklands High School, but now they've changed the name because they've amalgamated from Northlands and Parklands, we're both together. So what they've done now, they've changed the name to Moore Park High School. And I'm a welfare lady there. And that means giving the kids, looking after the children in the dining room, looking after them in the playground, you know, and just general looking after children.
Lucy, you'll have to get it yourself.
Tonight there's only about 10 here. There's 2 playing football. There's 1 training. There's 1 his mother's ill, so he can't come. We generally get 12, 14 every Thursday night training. They all enjoy it. Well, they must do. They pay £1 to train.
It's a very big school, and everybody gets on all right with each other. And the children are showing all the work what they've done, and the parents can come to say that the children that's starting next year, they came and had a look round. So it's just, you know, what we can do at school, we do it to help out.
Well, she's always worked behind the bar. I don't know, for what she said, last 20 years she's always worked behind the bar at night, and she just packed up now, I'm glad to say. She goes out cleaning at night now, but she's home at a reasonable hour. Instead of me having to go and meet her about midnight, walk her home from the pub, and then stagger into bed about 12:30 and get up at 6. She's home for 8 o'clock, so it's not too bad now.
Once a week, Mavis looks after a neighbour's grandchild, but she's well experienced. She's raised 5 children of her own. Her youngest, Mark, has had to be taken to the doctors twice this week.
He said he had a pain in his kidneys last week, so I got a bit worried because Julie's had a big operation on her kidneys.
That's his sister?
Yeah. Alan's had operation. So really I got a bit worried with Mark, but the doctor said it was nothing like, you know, what them 2 had, so he's told me not to worry.
So what happens now then?
Well, when he gets his test back again, Mark, if there's anything there, he'll have to go and have kidney x-ray and injection for some dye through his kidneys. So I'm just hoping there's nothing there when I take him back.
It's all right, the doctor's saying don't worry. You must be a bit worried.
Oh, I am really, yeah. I mean, I've worried about kids all my life because I've had that much trouble with them, accidents and that. I mean, Kevin, he got knocked down on the zebra crossing, hit and run. He was in a wheelchair for a long while. Janet got knocked down the Friday. She was getting married the following Saturday. She broke her legs. So instead of getting married in wedding cars, what we'd ordered, she had to have an ambulance trimmed up. And she went down the aisle. Her dad took her down in a wheelchair.
Good grief.
A couple of years since Tom, he had started with his heart at work, collapsed, and he's had 3 heart attacks. But he's still, you know, come back to work.
You'll be getting used to bother now.
Huh?
You're getting used to
You
bother.
have to do, haven't you? Just take it as it comes.
Like the other mill streets in Preston, Lovat Road is no more than a collection of bricks and mortar. It's the residents that have kept this road alive through 100 years of change, a change that's been as gradual as it's been relentless.
The wheelie bins, they're better than the old bins, what we used to have.
I didn't like them at first, but I've got used to them now, and actually they do take a lot more rubbish.
The litter still seems to congregate outside my front door.
Go on, hold it.
No, too much going on.
Friends and relatives play a significant role when you buy your first home. And Helen has brought her boyfriend's dad to give the new house a good dose of looking at before she and Tony move in the new year.
Just come down to have a look at the pointing and to try and save Tony a bit of money that we'll hopefully try to get in this weekend and get it done. There's not a lot that needs really to be done, but if I can help in any way, I will do. Well, my son Tony and Helen, they went down to London a few months ago and they got jobs down there. Then I followed down later on. And then I got a bit fed up with London, so I came back up north and got the job that I was doing the same job as what I was doing down in London. And then I got Tony on working for me, well, working with me at this same firm back in Haydock. But since then, since we've been back home, I've left that job, gone to another job, and now Tony, my son, he's gone self-employed now at British Aerospace, as a subcontractor. So like all the families are more or less coming back home now.
Well, I've been living with relations for 6 months now with Tony and his dad and his mum Maureen and his two sisters, Lisa and Jane, and the little brother Craig. And now we've moved away, or we'll be moving away, and it'll be nice because they're near enough to still go back and visit and then visit us.
Well, there is some alterations that we would like to make, is like, for instance, take the fireplace out and rebuild that so that it doesn't stand out too far than what it is doing now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because it just seems friendly. There's no violence or it's not noisy and everyone just seems to want to help you.
It's the first week in December and there's a definite festive feel in the air. Maybe it's the arrival of the first Christmas cards, or it could be the shops on every street corner vying for attention.
Does that give you much more? Yeah, you've got plenty more there. Yeah. Plenty to play with. Do you want them to go up a bit more? Yeah.
Please. It's all go for Adrian at the off licence.
It is a nightmare at Christmas trying to decide if you've got everything in you need and you've covered the whole spectrum of what people are going to want. And also you're hoping that you get your deliveries in time, especially on the real ale side. You order the beer, say, 2 weeks in advance, and you just hope that it'll arrive on the day they said they would bring it, which gives you the 2 days for it to settle out in our cellar. If the beer doesn't arrive, then we've got problems.
I'm big as you now, aren't I? No, I. No, you stand there and pictures. I'm big as you. No, put your hat. See, I'm big as you. Yeah, I'm big as you and all, aren't I? No, I am.
We really at Christmas have to read people's minds and decide what they're going to drink before the Christmas period actually comes. Because in the specialist lines that we do, say in the scrumpy ciders, fruit wines, real ales and specialty Belgian beers, we have to order those, say, 2 or 3 weeks in advance. So if you're running short of anything, it's not as though you can just nip over to Belgium and get some more in. At Christmas time, there is a lot of stress on you shop-wise due to it being a busy time. But it's not the type of stress that I used to get working in a factory in Preston at British Aerospace. This type of stress, you tend to rise to it, and the adrenaline gets you through it all because it is so busy.
We did this last year, and as soon as we finished, they fused, and we had to take them all down.
And it wouldn't work again, ever.
We had to buy a new lot.
Before we did, we put everything back in the windows, we had to take everything out again.
Yeah, because they only went when actually the window was finished, wasn't it?
You put all the toys back in front of it. We just took everything
finished,
out,
didn't
didn't
it?
we?
They just went, and that's what I'm dreading this time. All right, then.
I do enjoy Christmas time in the shop, and generally I do enjoy Christmas. It's a happy time for everybody. But I must admit, I'm glad when it's over and all the work's done and we can relax in the new year and have a few nights off and get off up to the lakes.
Oh, you've pinned them underneath, have you?
Only that one because it was hanging down, yeah.
Oh, because I pinned it. I just pinned it.
Doesn't matter as long as they're hanging down, it's all right, isn't it?
Hello, Mavis.
Hey, Alan, all right.
Have you got the results back off Mark yet for the doctors?
Yeah, just this minute been, and his results have clear. So I've nothing to worry about.
Brilliant. Good on you.
Yeah, see you. Ciao, Alan.
Hey up, Dave.
Hello, Alan.
How was it, mate?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm okay, getting by. What's new, out and out?
Nothing.
Nothing? Aye, that's about how many Christmas decorations you got. What's happened to Christmas?
Oh, well, I'll be probably doing a few decorations in about 3 or 4 days. You know, when I've got a bit of time.
Bit of time? You stand here all day and now do?
Oh, at the moment, yeah.
So what are we putting up then?
Christmas tree with all trimmings on and lights and probably a little Father Christmas where they'll find that one.
This is new.
Oh, yeah, that's... I've had to put a new one up because the other one got smashed to bits on Saturday night. And there were these football supporters coming down the road, about 6 on them, I think they were, and they ripped it off the oak there and kicked it down the road, jumped up and down on it, smashed it to bits, and I come out, I just stood down in the middle of the road there, where you are now, and glared at them.
You gave them a glare?
Oh, aye. There were too many for me. Bit bigger than me as well.
We've had it a while, that other.
Oh, yeah. Well, I come back from Wigan 13 years ago, and I was putting it out then. How long it had been before then, I don't know.
Man and boy.
Yeah, it could be about... Might be going on for 20 years old, that bucket.
20-year-old?
Yeah.
Will this one last?
I should hope so, yeah. With a bit of luck.
It doesn't look new.
No, it isn't new. No, I found it at cellar, actually. How long it's been at cellar, I don't know.
The innocence of youth fades all too quickly, like a ghost of Christmas past. The reality of Christmas '89 for Louise is that she's a single parent, raising Jamie and expecting another. Is this how she imagined her early 20s would be spent?
Oh, nothing like this. I don't know, I just thought I'd work for a few years, have a good time, you know, like go out a lot and that. And maybe when I was about 25, maybe like get married and start a family. But it didn't work like that at all. Completely opposite. I had Jamie when I was 20, and I've been on my own with him since he was born. There's always only been me and him. And it's just different. But I'm not complaining. I don't think he misses out on anything. I mean, I've got family, so, you know, like his granddad and his uncles. And the main thing really is financial, money. But, I mean, you get through. I'm on income support, so I just get that for me and Jamie. You just have to start saving up earlier, buying things like a lot sooner than you know, like you would if there was like 2 wages coming in. Just things, you know, like you think, God, I'd love to get in that. And it's like my family are good, you know, like, I mean, if I can't, then my parents are there, you know, like my mum and that. They usually, you know, like they won't see me missing out on anything. It's just, you always got to look about, like in a few years' time, I'll be at school, I'll be able to go to work and that, hopefully. And then, you know, I've been used to it now. At first it was hard, you know, just like looking at your money thinking, God, how's this going to last me? You know, but you don't, I don't know, I just think you learn to live with it. Another baby on the way in January. So that's why I think it's worse this Christmas, because I've got to get everything for the baby as well. So I'm not really started on that yet. I still talk to baby's dad, you know, like we still get on, same with Jamie's dad. But I just like being on, I don't know, I think I'm so used to being on my own. I don't like anyone coming in and sort of trying to take over, interfering. Because I built something up like over 3 years, like with me and Jamie. And I think it's just hard to actually let someone come in. You know, like, and I don't know, it just is. I think it is anyway. Just so used to being me and him. And I'm happy I'm happy how I am. Me and Jamie. We have our bad times. Well, unless you at each other, but no, I'm alright as I am.
4 wheels and a couple of planks can fire the imagination of young boys, especially when they've built it themselves. In my day, we dreamt of Stirling Moss and Graham Hill. Now it's Mansell and Prost. This is going to be Jack's first Christmas. His mum, Lynn, runs the fancy dress shop, and she's got a lot on her plate. Jack's having a hearing test, just part of the routine medical screening for babies.
Don't tell him, but I have an excellent husband who he takes a lot of the strain off me, really. He's very good with Jack. I don't think I could do both if it wasn't for Adrian's help, really, because although he is a little love, he is a pest at night. Spanish flamenco. It's an excellent business, really, in the fact that people who are coming to me are coming to enjoy themselves, totally for pleasure. So, firstly, they're in a fun mood, and you very quickly get to know them and get quite close to them, especially when you have to help a chap into a dress when he's never worn a dress before and he's struggling with a zip at the back. You can get pretty close to people this way.
The tickling stick and net.
I find if you look after your customers and keep your costumes clean, try and fix them up with what they want, you know, they certainly come again and they'll pass the word on to other people. There's always somebody wanting something in this line. Again, the hours I'm open, I find I'm not here wasting time. I'm always busy, which has been a good thing, really. And right through the year, has been busy.
I think I need some stuff in here.
Stuart and Pat, who run the pub, are old hands at coping with busy times. They've got years of experience.
So this pub caper, then, it's an everyday job, isn't it? 360 odd days a year?
Yes. 15 hours a day most of the time.
15 hours, good luck.
Yeah.
What do you do for holidays?
I've just come back from Spain 3-4 weeks ago. Been there for nearly a month. And Pat's away on Thursday, having a quick little break before Christmas. And then to help me get through the Christmas period, I've got myself one that I'm going to book in January.
So you sort of take
for
turns?
a few days. Yeah, it's...
Well, he's bought me a caravan and that's in the backyard. That's my holiday home.
So you go in the backyard amongst the beer bottles for your
No,
holiday?
I go up to Flukeborough.
Flukeborough?
Next year I'm going by the same way to Morecambe.
Do you ever go on holiday together?
The last one we had was about 4 years ago. Over in Rhodes for a fortnight. But unfortunately now we haven't got anyone to run the pub for us. So we just have separate holidays now, for the moment.
Don't you get fed up with that?
Well, it can be a break, I suppose, from each other. We're working together all day and 7 days a week. I suppose sometimes we get on each other's nerves a bit. And...
No, you don't.
It's just...
Just keep giving me the money to go.
It's just a matter, really, of... it does you good to have a little bit of a break from each other, I suppose, sometimes.
All right now.
It's almost become a tradition. If you have a 40th birthday and Lynn and Adrienne find out, they'll decorate your house while you're at work. Not so much a surprise, more a shock. Their victim was Brian, who wasn't due back for hours.
Hold it at the bottom, I don't want to come off it.
Paul, I'll land on you.
It's a hectic period too for Malcolm, who runs the electrical repair business.
Coming up to Christmas is a busy time for us because a lot of people tend to find faults on their appliances, like the cooker especially. And when it gets near Christmas, they start to panic a bit because they're frightened of having the turkey done. So they want their ovens repairing, and also they get stocked in with frozen food, so they want to buy a freezer. Yeah, it's quite busy at Christmas normally.
Put a couple on that it don't blow down.
You are?
Hi, Anne. Put a couple on that it don't blow down.
I went through a brain hemorrhage last year, and it was a 50-50 chance. If I'd have been on the street, I'd have been dead. But luckily, I was in hospital within 15 minutes. And the way I looked at it, if I survived that, I can survive anything. Going up and down a ladder, swinging from a rope. You know, I'm just not frightened anymore. I don't like that.
Down that bothers me.
I always had that attitude of being independent. I think I've changed a lot. I've gone a lot quieter than what I used to be.
I'm returning the washing machine today to Kate. We collected it because it wasn't turning, the drum wasn't turning, it seemed to be jammed. And when I took the back off and had a look inside, there was a blanket jammed in the machine, which the removal people had put in and told Mark about it, but he'd forgotten. And when he tried to use the washer, it wouldn't work, and he just got in touch with us. So we had to, we got a quick, easy job there.
I don't think he's going to walk home expecting to see his house all trimmed up. I don't think he'd think anybody would do it, really. Because like me and Adrian being friends, we did it to each other, so he most probably thinks, you know, that's why. So I don't think he'll expect it on his house. His daughter's also involved, but she's kept it secret, and she's coming home with him tonight. Should be good enough.
I think people are thinking twice before they throw their existing appliances away because of the cost of a new one and also the quality of new ones. They're not as good as they used to be. And money's a lot tighter now than it was at one time, so I think that's why we do well.
It's an expensive way of
It is, yeah. Certainly is. Look.
To be a brownies mum, you need nimble fingers like Anne and Sue.
Do you think we're going to get all these finished in time for tomorrow?
No.
No.
No. Most of
So,
them are finished.
Brownies are doing the dress rehearsal tomorrow, but they're not doing play till when?
12th and 13th.
So we've got till next week.
Yeah.
So if we just get a few of them finished, just for her to have a look at, then it'll be all right, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So who are they doing it for?
Camus place. We're trying to think at other places. They are doing it for another old folks' home.
They're doing two, are they?
They're doing two. The one that they do it for.
Mm.
And Camus place as well.
And you're Becky and Angel.
That's not true. Definitely not true, that. Oh, that's Mary's shawl, isn't it? I can't
Yeah.
see that.
Did you do that bit for top for Mary?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
That should fit on her all right.
It will. When I've finished, it will.
If
I'll
not,
still have
we'll-
to shrink her red. Oh, and Brownell's coming later.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I hope she likes them.
She'll have no option, will she?
Across at Lynn and Albert's, they've got out the Christmas tree, all 6 foot of it.
Well, before I put tinsel on, I'll put taffies on. I'll put it.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah, if you get them.
Oh, not so bad for Dan. Yeah, the bauble. Bum bum.
A minute.
You've got to stretch it.
I don't think it's going to fit.
Oh no.
It's not going to
I need
fit.
some elastic around it too. My head's growing.
I think we, can you pull it on?
No. You need some elastic in it then tie it round.
No way is that going to corner head.
Your head's grown, Leanne. What's it done?
I don't know.
What you do, Wobble? I like my Christmas tree. I like to see children's faces when they come in. You know, oh, Grandma, can I have? And then Grandma says, oh, no, you can't. Not till Christmas Day. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, we are getting excited. Yeah.
Right, Mark, come this way, sweetheart, and I'll show you where your bed is. This is where you're going to be staying tonight, and that's your locker there, so you can put all your things away, all right? I'll just lower your bed down, and then you can reach it. It's good, this. It goes up and down, so the nurses don't have to strain their backs, you see. Do you want a seat, Mum? Yeah, sit down. And you can sit on the bed, sweetheart, and I'll just ask you a few nosy questions.
Mark from the Chippies got things other than Christmas on his mind. He's been admitted to hospital for an operation on his adenoids.
Right, now then. What's your date of birth, sweetheart?
What was it again, Mum?
What was it again, Mum? Have you been teaching him?
6th of March 3rd, 79.
That's good. Right, now this is your bracelet that we put on your arm so that we know who you are and we don't lose you. You know when your birthday is and everything. And what are you coming in hospital for? Has the doctor told you?
Yes, just after I've had a out.
You sound like you've got a bit of a blocked nose. Have you always had a problem with that?
Yeah, for the last couple of years.
Right, so we're going to sort that problem out for you, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right, sweetheart, what's going to happen tomorrow? I'll tell you all about it. When you wake up in the morning, well, actually, the nurse will probably have to wake you up because it'll be quite early, and she'll give you a little bit of medicine to make you feel sleepy, okay? And that'll make you feel sleepy and make you feel all relaxed so that when you actually go down to theatre, you won't feel all uptight and apprehensive, okay? So that'll be quite early, I'd say about 7 o'clock in the morning he has his pre-med.
I'm usually up then.
Usually up then anyway? You are a bright spark, aren't you?
Vicky was also under stress this week. Despite being full of a cold, she was determined to take her dancing exams because her mum had already paid the £11 entry fee.
Let's see what we can do, shall we?
Meanwhile, round at the old folks' home, they're working themselves up into a controlled panic for the opening of the Christmas fair.
What are you having, Margaret?
I've got some jumpers.
I have to change it, Agnes. No, not yet, love. No. Your name, under your number.
Put my number on.
PC.
2905.
I go dancing on Saturdays and Wednesdays. And Saturday I'll do ballroom and old time. And on Wednesdays I do disco dancing. I take the exams each year. And then a few weeks after you get your results whether you passed, but no one's failed yet. I really get nervous because everyone watches you. And I can't really dance in front of loads of people. I get really nervous.
Hello. How many do you want? Half a dozen? Half a dozen?
There you go, Frank. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. How do you do?
How do you do? You are?
Harold Hall.
Hello, Harold. My name's Father Christmas.
I'll give you them for 25. All right.
Our oldest relative, I think she's in there.
All right.
Going round the stalls.
Oh, I see. The oldest.
The oldest.
Made with the home fair houses. They are long.
And this is our oldest resident over here, Margaret.
No, not me, Trish. I was going to say you're keeping well.
Thank you.
Margaret.
We're looking for you.
We've been looking all over for you, Margaret.
I've been round here. I know.
I said there's Margaret.
Finetti coming up, there's not around.
I know what Father Christmas is looking for you.
Everywhere. Everywhere, Margaret. You know.
He might have something for you.
I thought you'd gone out for a jog. I thought you'd gone out for a jog somewhere, but you must have got back and got out of your tracksuit in time. That's good. Well, I've got a present here for you. Merry Christmas to you. You're laughing like you know what that is. Are you going to guess what it is?
I'm saying that for the next Christmas.
Oh, no.
There's only a few go from round here dancing because they're all small. I enjoy it because you meet new friends there for one, and you learn all dances for when you grow up you can go dancing, and I've always wanted to be a dancer. I think I do want to do something to do with dancing when I'm older. I think I've done all right. I hope so.
Good afternoon, everybody! Let's get that out of the way. Right, I've got to do the big opening. 3, 2, 1, open! Spend all your money! Smart as it.
Nice colours, though. It's got quite a little sleeve in.
Have a turkey buffet,
That'll do.
Oh, you're not
all right.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Just got a few cakes to check home.
You've got to go and put them in the car, not going round.
All right.
It's busy time.
What's the idea then?
Square neck, I think.
Well, they're for children, I suppose, aren't they? So you can stand them in things, you know, on tables or on...
Oh, they're great. I bet you have a rush on these today.
Have you seen our Gail, Mum?
Yes, I've been talking to her.
Do you want some pot bringing in for tonight?
Yeah.
What do you want? Vimto? Or orange?
Orange.
Orange. He's a worrier, and I'm a worrier, so it's going to be even worse leaving him. Don't want to do that.
No, it's just a toy. It's just a box. Yours is different. What are them?
Remember that 40th birthday surprise Lynn and Adrienne had planned for Brian? It's about to be sprung.
Read that. You said you were stretching.
It's up to you to get it down.
If you stay there for me, I'll let it drop off.
And the latest on Mark, he's had the operation and all's well.
How do, and welcome to Preston, or to be more precise, to Lovat Road, where we've been observing life for the past 4 weeks. Right now, we're awaiting the arrival of a rather special visitor, but first, let's find out what's been happening this week in Lovat Road.
It's been one of those weeks in Lovat Road, full of surprises. Although on the surface everything seems to be normal, there's an air of apprehension as Christmas approaches.
I'm not ready. I'll not be ready next Christmas, for this Christmas.
It's come too quickly, really. The whole year's gone quickly.
I finished my Christmas shopping 2-3 weeks ago. Then again, I have to because I work most late nights, so haven't had a day off for a few weeks, so I don't get much chance for shopping.
Christmas is coming, I haven't done all my shopping yet. I've got loads to get for the little girl.
Getting close to Christmas now, but I'm as ready as most people are, I would think. It seems to take everybody by surprise, does Christmas. You think it's a long time away, then all of a sudden it's upon you.
Surprising it comes, doesn't it? Every year it comes. You're sure of Christmas coming, aren't you, love? It always comes, but it's a little bit too expensive, isn't it, love? If you've got a family, you know.
Hiya, this parcel come when you were out.
Oh.
Is it from the east?
No, it's from my sister from West Germany.
Oh, have you heard from the people in the east?
No, I haven't heard a thing at all.
Oh, never mind, you will soon. Have you?
Yeah, but
You'll hear
I've heard a
soon.
thing. Yeah.
See
Thanks
you.
very much.
It's all right. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Annalise wasn't the only one getting a surprise parcel this week. Dozens of them were coming off the assembly line at Moor Park School. The youngsters have collected the food themselves as a gift to the elderly.
I don't remember this being here. Was this here?
Caroline is Australian. She's never been to England before, but her mum Marjorie and Auntie Brenda were raised here. It's 35 years since they left, so to mark Marjorie's first visit to Britain in 19 years, they've returned to the scene of their childhood.
I remember the street party, it must have been for coronation. And it was just one long table, right from the top all the way down. A great long table. And everybody would all bring out the chairs, and I don't know where the tables came from, trestle tables or something.
I can't remember, we just must have hired them from somewhere.
But it was just like a big smorgasbord, as you'd know it, I suppose. I don't know what we called it, street party. But we'd all sit down and have the party when the coronation.
And on BE Day, we had a sort of bonfire in the middle of this road somewhere, which for years and years left a crater in the middle of the road. It was virtually just outside here, maybe a bit that way. It was a big crater, and at the time everybody had coal fires, but we went on to coke, which was a longer burning fuel, and I think a bit cheaper, which was the reason. But for a long time, everyone who had coal fires used to save, when they cleared out the fires the day afterwards, they would save all the coke, the ashes of the coke, and come out into the street and fill in this crater. So gradually, over a period of time, it became smoothed over and back to normal. Hello. You won't know us, will you? No. How long have you been here?
Since 1954.
Have you?
Yes.
So when did we
That
leave?
must have been, we would have left, 1954. I was born in 48.
Yeah.
And I was 6 years of age when we left, so we would have left. I feel quite emotional now.
You'll know quite a few names. Well, probably Mr. Swinston. And,
Swinston, yes, I know that name.
There's Mr. Swinston and there's Mrs. Davis.
Mrs.
Quite old
Davis.
neighbours, and Mrs. Singleton across from me.
Mrs. Singleton, yes. All those are the names of my sort of playmates' mothers.
Yeah. Well, she lives across the road.
Oh, amazing.
She must not be in. I'm just taking this card to
Oh,
her
I wish
now.
she was in.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by the red door. We never had such bright colours in those days.
No. Well,
you must have been here since we left then.
Pardon?
You must have been here since we left.
Yes. Well, there was a Mrs. Robinson in before.
That's us. That's my mother.
Well,
Brenda Robinson.
Brenda Robinson.
Brenda.
Marjorie Robinson.
How lovely. I've heard such a lot about you.
Oh, have you?
I've never met your mother, but with the neighbours.
That's amazing, all this time.
Well, I've never been involved in it before because it's usually left up to upper school to give the parcels out and package them. And like, I've just come into the upper school this year. I'm looking forward to it, to see the reaction of the old people and see the faces when we give them the items of food.
We'd like to give you this for Christmas.
Oh, sorry, love. I thought I was going to have to pay for it.
No, we'd like to give it you for Christmas.
Thanks very much, love.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks very much, love.
Hello, I'm from Moor Park High School. We're delivering Christmas.
Hello, I'm from Moor Park High School. This is for you.
Beautiful.
It's from all the pupils of Moor Park High.
I am really grateful.
Okay.
Is there any... Can I make a donation for anything?
Yeah, you can make a donation to Ethiopia. Just give us the money.
It looks much better with the door open, actually.
Well, yes, they always were open like that.
This is Mrs. Davis. Are you Mrs. Robinson's daughter?
Yes. Are you Mrs. Davis?
No, I'm Mrs. Smith.
You're
I've
Mrs.
always
Smith.
lived here. Are you the eldest one?
No, I'm the middle one, Brenda.
There were three, weren't there?
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes. Eileen isn't here today. Eileen can't be with us today. She's the eldest one.
That's
We're
right.
going to meet her later.
And she was at Mona's wedding, was
That's right, yes.
Is this your sister
This
as
is
well?
Marjorie, the youngest one.
Yeah.
And this is
my
Marjorie's
daughter.
daughter.
Your auntie lived in George's Road.
That's
round the
right,
corner.
just
She
number
did,
164
she
around
did.
there.
Mrs.
yes.
Atkins, weren't it?
Yeah. Our fat Auntie Maggie,
Atkinson.
Yeah.
And Marjorie and Caroline have come here from Australia.
Oh, I know.
They've
My
been here a
sister
week.
just died in Australia.
Have you?
In Sydney.
Yes.
In the 14 years since Mr. Koval came here from Zambia, he's built up a chain of 4 mini-markets. But keeping them fully stocked means a great deal of crystal ball gazing for his son.
As far as our Christmases are concerned, we have to place our orders just after Easter. So it's way back in Easter we have to place our orders. And before Christmas arrives, we've got to place our orders for Easter. So we have to place our orders well in advance of the seasons, as far as festive seasons are concerned. Well, we traditionally open for the last, I would say, 6 years. We've been opening on Christmas Day from 12 till 3 o'clock. Purely and simply because of the demand. People expect us to be open on Christmas Day, because since 1976, when we first opened the store, we used to open on Christmas Day. In fact, the first Christmas we opened all day, purely out of financial necessity. But now people expect us to be open because they travel from all over Preston.
When last your visit? Friday, before Christmas.
Profit tends to be a bad word, but in our context it provides work. Since we opened in 76, we've opened 4 shops, and at our peak we were employing about 35 people. So obviously it's a good thing.
That does it for you. If you win, you have it. That's it.
I said tail.
Tail. You got it.
Coping with the Christmas rush from the other side of the counter is a whole new experience for Pam since she took over the fruit and veg shop 8 months ago.
I started here in April at a very bad time because it was just changing seasons and all the prices had gone up, and I'm sure all the customers thought it was me. Cauliflowers are out of season really now. What is on the market is foreign, so they're pretty expensive. Too expensive just as a normal weekend veg. Well, I don't think the customers around here would be prepared to pay that sort of money just for a veg for one meal. You know, I mean, it is expensive. I wouldn't pay it myself, you know. But if you've planned your Christmas dinner, you're spending all that much on a turkey or a chicken or whatever you like, you'll spend a little bit more, I think, on the veg to go with it because you want everything to be right, you know. Yeah. I hope I can keep the trade that I pick up at Christmas into the new year, otherwise I may have to close too.
You know, just in case my tree lights went over Christmas. So you've got yours,
we
right?
don't
Does
need
yours
it.
light up?
Yeah, they're on, yeah. It's,
Well, where did you get your plug from?
I borrowed one.
Oh.
You borrowed a plug?
From somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. Aye, all right. I've just come in to congratulate you on your marvellous Christmas decoration.
Oh, I do like the flashing lights.
Yeah, I think you should have trimmed bucket up, though, outside.
Does it feel like Christmas now?
Not really. No, not to me what it used to be. My house is inside. Of course, I have a lot coming on Christmas Day and that. And I don't know how I managed to fit them all in, but I do.
Right.
You know, I have them sitting on the floor, but I like Christmas. But we used to do everything ourselves. You never bought anything.
That's probably why you don't remember it. He'll not be happy with that. He's selling it all.
No, all the time I like Christmas, I suppose, when I work behind the bar. And I really enjoyed that, but no, it doesn't mean anything to me now. I go out to Christmas Day, but I just treat it like an ordinary day.
To me, it's a lovely feeling, it's Christmas. It's not just food and hell, there's religion in it. I can't go to church, you know, with Albert being where he is. But there's that spirit there that's not there at any other time of year.
So, Dave, what about you? You going to miss your mum this Christmas?
I think so this year, yes. She's in her home now. Anyway, I hope she has the best Christmas she'll ever have, you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. Anyway, I hope she does.
They're great walkers in Lovat Road. They have to be to get around the one-way streets. But no ordinary strollers, these. Tom Benson is a world champion walker, and Tom Beattie is pacemaker. Many of the records were broken in Moore Park, where a proposal to build an athletics stadium is arousing local feelings.
Well, that last what come round with petition, she said, why not they have a running track out North End? It's not big enough. You're talking about 5 or 6 lanes out North End.
Yeah, but they could take it North End, the outer, you know, the perimeter side.
Extend North End, yeah, not that standby.
Yeah, because they don't get it. They don't get the people they used to have.
No.
I mean, you're talking about when I were a kid, you're talking about 30,000 people on.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they getting now? About 7,000.
Well, they're happy with 7, aren't they?
Well, I mean, most stadiums I've been to, they have running tracks around it. Why don't they do the same with that? And of course, it belongs to the council, doesn't it, North End?
Yeah.
So why don't they carry on with that? Lay good money out.
They're better off coming and watching Lovat than going on there some Saturday afternoon, you know.
Mark from the Chippy, who had his adenoids out last week, is having a holiday to recover. It's all right for some.
Salt and vinegar.
Well, he's not allowed to go to school now for a fortnight after his operation. So it's going to be after Christmas when he goes back, the 8th of January. So I just rung school up and asked for send some homework home for him to stop him sliding down.
I'm looking forward to Christmas because I'm going to get lots of presents and I'm hopefully getting the mentorship out of Manta for us and eating lots of chocolates. Still got me sniffing this year. I just can't wait until the rest of the 2 weeks are over so I won't be sniffing and talking down my nose.
On Thursday when I saw him, I thought I'd put him through hell. I don't know what for at the moment because he's still sniffing away, but hopefully I'll give him about a month. Hopefully it should be better. If not, then it's back to the doctors. Who's that to?
It's hardly all joy round at Anne's either. She's caught flu and the kids are getting the Christmas cards ready. Need I say more?
Doesn't matter. If you make some more together, they're nice anyway. I took Leanne to the doctor's last night to make sure she was all right, and she told me to go home and go to bed. Because I were the one that were ill now. That's it. Just round there. And then on there, his heart. I feel terrible, really. It's the worst flu I've had. I just feel so lifeless, lightheaded, coughing, sneezing, eyes are running. Temperature, hot temperature. Generally rough. Shake it about. The children are trying to look after me. They keep asking, do I want drinks, and can I do this, and can I do that? Really, all you want to do is be left alone. But they are trying. You've got blue or red? Red hat. There's quite a few coming down with it. But we're getting it over and done with for Christmas.
I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, is it a surprise?
Yeah.
Is it for me?
No.
No.
The night casts a mantle of anonymity in a road where the community spirit can always be rallied when outside influences are perceived to threaten. The news that surprised everyone was the brewery's intention to sell the Lovat Road pub.
I think it's a shame for the area to lose the pub. I think it's quite a centre of the community.
Well, it's the only one that's local for everybody about here. I think it'll be sadly missed. I don't think you should close it, because they close too much about here. And leaving very little for anybody to go shopping. There's more butchers. They're all closing.
Some who don't like a drink, they'd be glad to see it shut, I think. But having gone in 37 years now, I'd miss it. Where we were on my football team from. Well, your nursing homes are all to go, so maybe it will become a nursing home, huh?
I've always lived round here, and there's always been a pub round here. And it's just been a landmark for all the years I've lived round here. That's 49 years.
I think it's going to be upheaval. Everybody thinks it's a damn disgrace. I can't say no more than that.
I think Preston's lost quite a lot of community pubs. I think it'd be very sad if there wasn't a pub in this site, if it was turned into flats. And, you know, Preston's lost probably 30, 40, 50 pubs over the last 3 or 4 years. And I think, you know, they should stop closing them down.
Company. Friends. Conversations. You can go in a pub in town, you don't know anybody. If I take my wife in, she's blind. I've got to find toilets for her, one thing and another. I can bring her in here, she knows just exactly where she can go.
While the regulars may be stirred, Stuart, the landlord, was visibly shaken.
Don't really know what's happening yet. We've a tenant stream meeting tomorrow, and we may find out some more then. What's exactly happening, but I'm just in limbo at the moment. I don't know whether my livelihood's being threatened. I think that, and really until tomorrow, until we've had this meeting and try and find out more what's exactly going on. And I'm learning more from the papers than from the brewery, really, and from the daily newspapers. So really, until tomorrow, I just don't really know what's happening at all.
If you look at the outfit, all right, that is a court costume.
Terry and Tony have got battles of their own, but they're mock ones, for this is the off-season for the Civil War enthusiasts. Time to plan new outfits and repair old ones.
I think they won't be able to move in.
That's what I'm saying about going for that one.
Yeah.
Match order, please. First game on.
Battle has already commenced at the pub over the road, where the Moor Park regulars are locked into a darts and quiz night.
Right, question number 1. In which film were all the characters played by children? In which film were all the characters played by children?
To be quite honest, I wouldn't call it an interest, I'd call it an obsession to a very large extent, in that it has a tendency to rule everything we do. If we go anywhere, we try and look out for art galleries that have 17th century costuming.
He didn't tell me about the obsession till after we'd got married. I didn't actually see him in costume until a few months after we'd been married, because we got actually married in the winter season. And it wasn't until the start of the next season that I found out what he did. And it was a case of, you'll have to come, fine. You have to stay at the back with the women. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going out on the field with you. Now, women who actually want to fight on the battlefield have to dress up in men's costumes. So I have 2 changes of costume. I have a man's costume for fighting on the field and a woman's costume when I'm not fighting on the field.
You'll express an interest in the 17th century to somebody, and then they'll turn around and say, oh, did you know such and such and such and such? The church at the top of the road was the local gallows. Now, that sort of thing you won't find in a history book. You might find it in an old map, but it's really local information. And it's amazing how much the local people do know about the area. And we're beginning to find out about that now.
Meanwhile, round at the old folks' home, excitement is mounting as the Brownies prepare for the first performance of their nativity presentation.
Thank you. Oh,
Lisa's not coming. No. Lisa's not coming. She's got to go through. Who is she? Angel Gabriel. Who's Lisa?
She's the other end.
Sorry?
Have you got that down, Mary?
Backstage, a mini crisis is averted. First Gabriel, now one of the kings is sick. So step forward, Tawny Owl.
Hold your wings at bottom.
Yeah, hold your wings at bottom.
Angels, stand in your line. Mary and Joseph first. Yankees up at the front. Put it on first. Go to the back. Quiet.
Where's Shepherd's got? Here.
Shepherds come on before the 8.
Oh, God.
Right, remember when you to come on.
I've got to sing, or have you got the tape?
I've got the tape, but will you sing as well, please?
She said it, don't blame
Right, we're ready to start. I'd like to thank you all for letting us come. We're St George's Brownies, and we want to do the nativity play with a difference. They're doing it to carols instead of talking, because they can't remember the lines. They're doing it to carols, so you'll have to just wait in between the carols for them to do the change. Right.
For Pam and Darren, home is a one-room flat in Lovat Road. Their first baby's due soon, and the accommodation's already more than a little on the cramped side.
In the sister room, we've got the bed, the settee.
Wardrobe, television, cupboards, everything in it. Bedroom, front room, living room, everything in one room, isn't it?
Everything you'd have in a front room and a bedroom.
In a house.
We've got all in one room, small room.
Well, why do you live here?
Well, it was the only place we could get hold of at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and it's nearer to work for me, and it was near to work for you when you were working down Preston.
But what about council houses and things like that?
Well, we've tried for a council house, and
we're still trying, aren't we?
yeah, we're still trying. But we haven't
had any help, have we? They've not been interested at all. They've not even been in touch with us, come down to have a look over there or anything.
No, they haven't, no.
We've been refused by 2 other societies, haven't we? So
yeah, so we haven't got enough points, you know. I'm just wondering what we have to do to get more points, like, you know.
I think we'd better be thrown out on the street and then we'd probably get somewhere, but otherwise it's just stay here as long as we can and wait out for one, haven't we?
What about buying?
And we've thought about buying, really. If it comes to the crunch, like, I think we're going to have to buy a house, aren't we, really? Because there's not much left. So there is a...
No,
let's buy a tent.
Mind you, price of houses these days, we can't really afford them.
Yeah, see, me just working now,
in the same boat.
It's going to be hard for me to get a mortgage, you see, or us to get a mortgage. So, I don't know, it's going to go from there, you know.
We have to wait till I get back to work and then try and find somewhere, and you're working, so it takes a long time, but try and get there in the end.
Yeah.
Because we did have a house, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a house once and we split up. And we got back together again, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we got engaged and then we got married.
Came here.
So the house you had, what was that? Was that a...
That was just a terraced house down Ashton.
We were too young then, weren't we?
Yeah, too young to know anything then, so...
Disaster.
Disaster, yeah.
But was
All
that
wrong.
Was that your own?
Yeah, well, it was, we were buying it, but, like, because we're so young, we were like 16, weren't we? And we fell through every pit there was, you know. And we ended up in debt, so we had to... eventually, it caused, like, we had to split up. Then it caused that much hassle, and we had to voluntarily give the house back. So, But we've been told now we can get another mortgage, can't we?
But we know everything this time, so there's no way we'll go through that again. We know exactly what we're going to do, don't we?
And all the downfalls now, don't we?
If we ever get another house.
What are the downfalls?
Repaying the mortgage.
No, we rushed into it, really. We rushed into it, didn't we? Because we're desperate for a house, we rushed into it. And that's the biggest downfall, and if you rush into a house...
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing and you're too young, it's just a waste of time, really.
Yeah, you want some good advice or somebody.
Yeah.
Some people would say that having a baby in your situation wasn't the best thing you ever did.
Well, yeah,
It's debatable, isn't it? Well, it was a shock to us, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It wasn't planned or anything like that. I mean, a lot of them aren't, are they? So, I mean, I was told that I couldn't unless I had a fertility drug. But then it was the biggest shock of all when we found out that we were having one. So, I mean, you can't do anything about it then. I didn't want to anyway, so we're glad, really, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm pleased. We're both pleased about it.
It was just a shame that we're living here and we hadn't got a good start to begin with, you know, before we had a family. So, but I mean, you've got to make the best of it, haven't you? So,
When's it due?
It's
24th of December.
So you could have an interesting Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's what's been happening this week in Lovat Road. Our special guest is just arriving, courtesy of Lancashire Police Mounted Division. We've got the Longridge Band and the singers from English Martyrs Church. In the past 4 weeks, our cameras have been all over this road, and I'd like to thank the people of Lovat Road, not just for their cooperation, but for their unbelievable patience. From all of us in Preston, ta-ra!
Come on, children, let's see what we've got, eh?